I had to go through labor up to the level of 8 centimeters, and upon that, an emergency CS. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome. Okay, please do well to subscribe, like, and get notified. So in today's video, from the title, from the thumbnail, I'm sure you already know what we are going to be talking about. Like, please, I really want to share my experience with you. Okay, so if you're pregnant, you're hoping to get pregnant and the rest, please endeavor to watch this video till the end. Okay, and if you are not planning to get pregnant or you already have your children, please kindly watch this also so that you can share this story of mine. I don't know, I just feel so cool sharing this story, like how my labor turns into an emergency CS. Like, it's just a day I can never forget. I will never forget, because like I almost died. Let me start why I say this story. If I say I almost died, you think I'm just over talking, or maybe I just content I'm trying to create. No, I know what I am saying, and as I'm explaining, I'll be showing you these videos. Okay, I'll be showing you each step for you to really see, and if there's any advice you can give me, I'll be very happy. If there's anything that you want to share, please drop it in the comment section. A lot of people are pregnant. A lot of people would like to know some certain things, okay, concerning pregnancy and the rest. So this is my delivery story. Okay, it all started at 38 weeks. Yes, 38 weeks, that's when you do your last scan, okay, your third trimester scan, for the gynecologist to check if you are able to give birth normally. That's when I say normally, that's like through the vagina. When I say normally, it's not like people who give birth through CS are abnormal. No. So at 38 weeks, I had a rendezvous in the hospital. So when I went, I was directed to see the gynecologist. So this gynecologist was to check me to see if I was actually able to give birth normally or through CS. So after my appointment with him, he concluded that I'm okay. Like pelvics, he writes in your hospital book that your pelvics is accurate. That your pelvic is normal. It is because there are some people with narrow pelvis, there are some people with abnormal, some sort of stuff like that. I'm not a doctor, I'm just saying this according to my own knowledge. And if you are unable to give birth normally, they will tell you there, they'll write it there, so I can give birth normally. The problem was I had to go and do a scan and bring it back for him to check, because I'm a first-time mom. You know, they don't allow you, there are some certain weights, like what I know, when your baby's weight is too much, they will not allow you to push. You have to go through normal delivery. You have to go through CS. Yes, you have to go through CS. So when I left the gynecologist, I hurriedly paid for my scan. I did it, and I got back to him. At that point, my weight was 3.5. I was like, is this weight okay? He said yes, but I'll have to limit some certain stuff because I'm a first-time mom, and it's not good for the baby's weight to be too much. So I should eat more of vegetables, more of fruits, you know, cut down on starch, rice, and the rest. I took that into consideration, and when I went back home, I did exactly what the doctor instructed me to do. In fact, on my way home, I got a lot of fruits, so I decided to eat these fruits regularly, cut down on a lot of stuff, because normally I eat a lot. And I was also praying, I was praying for the baby to come out very fast. The baby delays, the more they wait, and it's going to be terrible as a first-time mom. Yes, to push is not going to be easy. So when I left, I kept on doing exercises every morning, every night. I will move around. There was a video I showed you all. I did squats. Okay, so I was supposed to do that squat That squat is something that you're supposed to do it on daily basis, okay, for it to work. But I did it once and I did a video on it. I didn't continue. I did not want to continue because guess what, my legs were paining, my knees were paining, everything was paining me. I was just like, no, no, no. And of course, I did my hair already at 38 weeks. I was already prepared. I did my hair because I was really looking unkempt. I did a video. I showed you a video. There's a video I did. You all saw how bad my hair was, so I had to buy relax, retouch this hair. And after retouching, I definitely had to go and do something simple, okay. I had to plait parsonage on my hair, okay, to prepare for delivery, like to prepare for labor. So that was how it happened. And also, when your due date is approaching, they start giving you rendezvous weekly, like on weekly basis, you understand. So obviously my next rendezvous was at 39 weeks, which was good. 40 weeks I went, I was like, oh my god, what is happening? I'm not giving birth yet. So at 40 weeks I was directed to see the gynecologist, okay, for it was written that I've passed my due date, because when we go for this rendezvous, we go and see midwives. They are the midwives who attend to us. They check the baby's heart rate, they check a lot of things. Anything wrong with you, if there's anything wrong with your system, of course they check the baby's fetal movement, baby's heartbeat. So at this point, 40 weeks, that was my last rendezvous. They directed me to see the gynecologist. Like at that point, it was the gynecologist to take over. Oh my god, all this kept tormenting me. I was kind of scared, you know. As a first time mom, there are a lot of research, you do a lot of research, and sometimes when I do this research, when I go to Google, they'll tell me a lot of people who pass their due date, or women who go up to 41 weeks, 42 weeks, are most liable to have stillbirth. And I'll be like, oh my god, I was kind of like tense. I kept on praying that, oh my god, let this baby come out, coupled with the fact that my baby's weight at 38 weeks was already 3.5, because only they speak the weight, the rate at which the baby's weight was adding was something else. So at that 40 weeks plus few days, I had a rendezvous to see. Yes, 40 weeks. That 40 weeks I went, I was supposed to see on that same day, but the gynecologist was not. So maybe it was something like in 2 days time he'll be present. So I was like, is it not urgent? Should I just go to another hospital and maybe discuss with the gynecologist? They say no, it's not an urgent case. A lot of people reach 41 weeks. There's nothing, maybe 42 weeks. So I can just wait and see them, because it's not even like it's a hospital that have limited facilities, limited gynecologists. A lot of them, it's just that they had a meeting. So I had to wait. And of course, in 2 days time, I went back. In 2 days time, I went back and met with the gynecologist. So he sent me to do, I don't know how to call it, a vaginal sweep. I don't know. He directed me to the push room, like to the delivery room. Okay, when I met him, in mind, I was just thinking that he was just going to recommend an induction method for me. Let's just do this thing quickly. Let it just induce me. Let me just give birth. Because the more you delay, the more they wait, the more everything. But you know, their own ways are not your ways. These people, of course, they always tell you they know more than you. So you should listen to them. You need to get their own opinion. So he sent me to see the delivery woman, like in the delivery ward. I was for them to sweep my vagina. That was what was vaginal sweeping, cervix sweeping, something like that. So I asked, because I'm very, very curious. There are a lot of things. I'm very curious, inquisitive. I like to know some certain things. I like to know the process. I want to know what the procedure is all about. So they told me it's a method, it's a natural way to induce labor. Since I'm a first-time mom, they would like me to begin labor on my own. They want me to start labor on my own without any drug for induction. So the first step they usually take for this is this natural way, which is vaginal sweeping. Oh my god, that method is painful. Like, she sent all her hands inside. I don't just understand. I don't just, like, it's a process. Like, if you go and search online, I don't even want to go detail about such, but just know that it was painful, like painful. So that method is supposed to work within 3 days. So she asked me to go back home, that in 3 days time, if I don't get into labor, I need to go and see the gynecologist again. After doing that method, it's a natural way. They didn't do anything. They they're turning things, and when you search, you know that they're turning something. I don't understand. So that method was painful. So when I came back from the hospital, 2 days later, I started having some contractions. I don't know if my mind was playing with me or what. 2 days time, I was feeling very, very light contraction, but I didn't want to take chances, so I had to go to the hospital. So when I got to the hospital, by then I was already 40 weeks, 5 days. When I went to the delivery room, I was checked again, and they told me that I was still at 2 centimeters. There's no labor, there's nothing, so I'll go back home. I was like, maybe they should admit me here and monitor me. You know, it's a mission hospital, very big, and they don't take chances. They want people who are ready. They say they admit from 4 centimeters at least. Yes, if you're not up to 4 centimeters, they cannot admit you. You have to go back home, and you know they have a lot of patients there. My mind kept on telling me to opt for CS. And again, I went to the hospital. Apart from that contraction, I also felt like my baby's movement had dropped. Fetal movement reduction. I was not really feeling that kick because my baby was an active baby from start. I was tired at this point. My baby too, I felt that my tiredness was already affecting my child. I had to discuss with the midwife. I told her that I want to go for an operation. She said, okay, since I feel like my baby's movement has reduced, I'll have to go and do another scan. I went and did another scan. They checked the baby's heartbeat. Everything was okay. The baby's weight was now at 3.9 kilo. 3.9. So when I went there, I showed the midwife. They said, Jesus, 3.9. 3.9. I was like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with the weight? Is it bad? They say, it's bad, my sister. It is bad. That's the first time, Mom. It might not be easy for you. You have a lot of tears and a lot. That was what the midwife there told me. Then the other midwife came now, and I called my husband because my sister was there. He came. My husband too was. He came. He was around. He thought actually it was also he also thought it was contraction. My sister too was there, of which she was not. So when we went there, told the midwife that the other midwife is like saying that this weight is too much. How about operation? I said no. She said no, that you cannot do CS. That's every woman in her voice. I like to say the way she says it's not CS. We are the ones to decide if there's a problem and we opt for a CS. But if you must do CS, then it is not an emergency CS, and you have to pass through procedures. You go and see the gynecologist, of which the gynecologist is going to program you, because we do CS here only on Tuesday and Fridays. Maybe they might program you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, that was already more than 41 weeks, going to 42 weeks. So she was saying that no, that they will not do something here, that they know their work, that I should not be bothered, that they know their work, that they know, they were like, that should not be bothered, they know their work, they know what they are here for. What was actually bothering me was not just that 41 weeks. You know, scans are not accurate. It could be more than that. The pregnancy could be more than that. Yes, because the scan I did in another hospital showed that I was supposed to have passed that 41 weeks even. So that's what I was trying to avoid. But, you know, she spoke to me, telling me to wait, that in 2 days time, I have an appointment with the gynecologist, of which is going to recommend a good induction method for me, and I will deliver. That every woman has the right to push. Every woman must be given an opportunity to push. I say, okay. Not be palaver, given opportunity to push. The problem is what is here, what is at stake. At that point, my mind was already off. I was like, baby's weight is already high. Because I know myself, and each and every one of us, you know yourself. Some people already know. There's some people whose weight, or the child's weight, is 4.5, and they decide to push it. That's because they know who they are. They know themselves. there's this deep spirit in you that tells you that you can do something and you cannot do something. You understand? So okay, I went home that day. I wanted to be active. I just wanted to stay active, to make sure this, try to see this natural way could go. So I was just kind of like, I got into the kitchen, decided to prepare to fry my tape, make with some cabbage. Everything was already set in the fridge, and eat this food, because I was, at this point I was trying to avoid starch. I was trying to avoid any fatty stuff. I was really looking pale at this point, because this thing started since from 38 weeks. I started watching my diet. Yes, so I had to prepare. I prepared this food with vegetables. I ate, and that night, and I don't know, maybe I've made a mistake, but the night is 41 weeks. That night, I got into labor at 41 weeks. That's like, it was breaking, it was 41 weeks, going to 41 weeks one day, the following day that I was supposed to be induced. So I got into labor. And when this labor started, guess what? I was telling my husband, my stomach is biting, my stomach is biting. That evening he bought roasted fish, so he ate the fish. I also ate the fish, so he was like saying that his own stomach too is biting, that maybe is that a roasted fish that he bought. I know some of you say, oh, see somebody that is washing baby's weight eating roasted fish. It's not easy. It's not easy. At that point I just got very tired. Night around 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning, we had to go to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, they checked me. I was already at 5 centimeters, like 5 centimeters. That's how the contractions started getting worse, intense. A lot of family members came to support me. My husband was there, my sister-in-law, my sister, my auntie. Oh my God. I too, I was causing a lot of pressure. I used to call my mother and tell her, past my due date, I want to give birth, blah, blah, blah. She would take and tell this person. She would take and tell this person, ask for advice and the rest. Only like that. That's her. Labor. I was kept on the labor went. At this point, can you see how my face, was? I was tired. I was very, very dark. At this point, I was very, very dark. I was weak. I was fed up. I was tired. Oh my God, you can imagine. And then I drank. So after that, I went to 6 centimeters. I was very weak. One woman saw me and advised my sister-in-law to get me something to eat, that I need to be strong to push. I was already at 6 centimeters. She hurriedly made tea and fried spaghetti and egg, gave me to eat. I ate. Okay, the contractions were going, but it was slow. 6 centimeters. It was very slow. At 7 centimeters, I was called into the delivery room. They wanted to burst my water. Okay, they had to burst my water by force to make the labor, to provoke, or to make the labor to be faster. Okay, so according to what the midwife told me, so she had to. How is this distracting me? I keep on watching film. Oh my gosh! Hey, Papa, you're up, my baby. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm coming, okay, Daddy. My bundle is here, but anyway, see. Baby, yo. Hey, yeah. Daddy. So, at that point, they burst my water, and at 8 centimeters, they checked the child's heartbeat dropping. Oh my God, you can imagine my mind at that point. 8 centimeters. I was just thinking, all the suffering, all the pains I've passed through, and what are they telling me? That's how they had to recommend an emergency CS. That is how I was put to oxygen. They called people to sign, and in pains they asked me to sign for my own CS as well, and that's it. I was moved to the CS. I was so tense, I was scared, and injections, anesthesia, everything. Like, that's how, baby, let me finish it. That's how I was operated upon. I was so scared. I thought that was the end of my life. Like, you're in pains, you're in labor. 8 centimeters, for those who have given birth. Like, at this point, I've tasted labor, plus CS, and you can imagine everything. You can imagine I had to go through labor up to the level of 8 centimeters, and upon that an emergency CS was recommended. Can you imagine? Oh my God, it wasn't easy. That's a day I'll never forget. And after the operation, I was still there, very weak and tired. My family members, they had to be with my baby. They were the ones identify the baby. They had to dress the baby, take the child for vaccine and the rest. And by then I was still unconscious until when I recovered, and I was crying. They were telling me not to cry, that I should open my eyes and see my baby. And looking into the eyes of my baby, oh my God, I was so happy. I could not thank God. I cannot thank God for what he has done. I could not thank God less for what he has done for me. Like, at this point, this is just, and you tell me God doesn't exist. This is a situation, this is a proof to show that God exists, and when he wants to show up for you, he shows up in a mighty way. And I want to encourage you there, that if you are pregnant and you are not praying, I used to pray. What I used to pray is that I will not die, my child will not die. And I know that prayer worked for me. It stood for me. At a point where everything was going down, God came and showed his infinite mercy upon me. I just want to say thank you, Jesus. And at that point, after that, I was transferred into a private ward, but I was still very weak. I had a lot of pains. I'm hearing like this because my bundle of joy is awake. So I was transferred into this room. Well, the room was small, nice, but it was private. I didn't want to put myself in a public place. I just wanted to be, because I was still trying to recover from a lot. So that's how I was there. And my legs too were very swollen after the cesarean section. There are a lot of things that I experienced after that. I'll do that. I'll just create another video for that. Okay, I will show another video. I'll just make another video to show some of the things that come with CS. Okay, so at this point I was holding my baby, even though I was very weak, tired, with a lot of pains. I was holding my baby, and I was so happy. And this is me here holding my bundle. KKK. Love you, Dali. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please do well to like, subscribe, and get notified. Okay, yeah, so I want to take care of my child, so I'll see you all in another video, and we're going to discuss more about whether or not postnatal depression. I will see you after.